Hello and welcome to the Sun Times Online. Tasty Martini. My name is Ssudeep, and right now I have with me, Mr. Ssudeep Sahir. You have seen him for a long time on television. He's done other films as well. And hello and welcome to you, Ssudeep.
Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, safe, shooting. I hope you're safe too.
Fingers crossed. You never know
Yeah.
what it holds.
Not everything's going to be good, man. That's what I think. Sab theek hoga.
All right, Ssudeep. At the very first, at the very outset, I've got to ask you again. Something which is like a very common question in parties nowadays. How has the lockdown been treating you, and the fact that you're shooting in lockdown? How have things been with you? It's pretty rough, patchy.
So
How has it been?
since the lockdown, man, I would say that normally when you're shooting, you really don't get much time with your family. There are days when you get up in the morning and my son's already gone to school, and when I come back, he is sleeping for the next day. So you really don't get that much time. So obviously these things are unfortunate, the pandemic and stuff. But in that time, we really did spend a lot of good time together. From board games to cooking a meal together to whatever we couldn't do then, we got a lot of time in our hand, and we had movie times and movie dates and stuff. We had a good time. I'm glad I spent that much time with my family, which I normally regret that, normally you don't get to do that. So it was good.
See,
And now,
now during the lockdown, especially when television industry was not really working, we did not really have many TV shows that were being aired, new TV shows for that matter. Web series and the web content and OTT platforms, it really comes to the forefront. Have you ever considered OTT for that matter, as far as
or to be honest, there hasn't been something great that has been offered to me. So I just feel that if I'm going to do something on OTT, then it has to be a meaty and a good part. But nothing great has come my way. So yeah, why not? That's a great medium, man. Great content is there, and some great shows. So I'm absolutely open to that. Yes.
Speaking of which, do you remember your Channaway days?
Yeah, it was ages back, man.
Yeah, I know that. Which is why precisely I'm asking you. What exactly are your? Once today, when you look back in retrospect, are there any things that perhaps come back to you and perhaps not haunt you, but in a good way, obviously?
Well, all I could see when I look back at Channa Way, I'm glad I did that. Honestly, I wasn't going to do that song because I wasn't the hero as per se. When the song, the video, the story was narrated, it was the other guy who was the hero of the song, and he's the song was based on him. I was just singing. I said, "What the hell, man? Let's do the song. Sounds good, and I'm going to probably get some money, and I can pay off my rent." So I just did it, and I'm glad I did it, man. It really worked for me. And when I look back, I don't regret anything. Nothing haunts me, and I'm glad that I'm really fortunate that I've got paths that I have done, because all of them have been great, and that's why I stand here right now.
And today, wherever you are you in a happy space?
Very happy, man. I'm very happy. I'm touch wood. God's been kind. My family is there. My wife, my son. I'm really happy, man. There's good work. बस ये pandemic खत्म हो जाए तो बाकी सब भी सही है.
Okay. You've got to tell me a little bit about your new show and what is your role? What are you playing in the show?
So the show is based in Jaipur, and it's based on this guy Rajiv Bansal, where the story of Rajiv is that he wants to be his son's friend. So Rajiv's own father was never his friend. They always had relationship where father would just come and whack him. तो वो चाहता है कि यार ऐसा ना हो, ये कब तक चलता रहेगा. So he wants to be the flag bearer of the fathers, and he wants to be his son's best friend. He wants कि यार मेरा बेटा आके मुझे सब कुछ बताए. मतलब उसकी ये thought है कि जब बच्चा पैदा होता है तो माँ खुश होती है, बाप भी उतना खुश होता है. उसके बाद माँ बाप बच्चे का हाथ पकड़ के, उंगली पकड़ के उसको चलना सिखाते हैं. Father becomes a child with the child. उसको फुटबॉल से लेकर साइकिलिंग से लेकर सब कुछ. But then there's a time where probably father gets busy in work and wants his child to be serious about studies, so that कि भैया तू क्या बनेगा, क्या पढ़ेगा, engineering कर ले, ये कर ले. उस दौरान शायद थोड़े से बाप और बेटा अलग हो जाता है, और बेटा जो है माँ से ज्यादा क्लोज हो जाता है, जो बहुत अच्छी बात है. There's nothing wrong in that. But बच्चों को लगता है कि डैड को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन बाप को फर्क पड़ता है. He wants to be close to his son. So ये एक गैप आ जाता है और ये चलता रहता है. मैंने बहुत I've been very fortunate, my father is he's my great friend, and that's what I want to be for my son. But I've seen a lot of people in my family, otherwise my friends, who the guys are not close to their father. In fact, there was a very interesting came my way, and I wanted to be an engineer. Then I wanted him to be an MBA. I pushed him, and today he runs a successful business. But in that course of time, because I was pushing him so much, he got away. I mean, हम दोनों थोड़े से दूर हो गए. और अब ये शो के मुझे देख के लगता है कि यार, at this stage only I'm okay to take a step towards him to make him my friend, because I don't want to lose that. So that did it for me. तो मुझे लगा यार ठीक है, हम अच्छी सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं. That's मोटा what the show is about. And this guy Raji wants to be his son's friend in the real life and virtually too, because सब कुछ virtually है. तो उसमें वो क्या क्या करता है, क्या क्या गलतियां करता है, बेटे के क्या रिएक्शन होते हैं, राजीव को क्या बुरा लगता है, क्या अच्छा लगता है. इससे आपको ये भी पता चलेगा कि बच्चों के साथ मुझे क्या क्या नहीं करना है, so that I am my son's friend. So it's a great concept. Yeah, I thought it's a great story.
Acha, now tell me, the fact that you two are a father, and your son is not as big as the son that you have as your on-screen son.
Right.
Did you have any apprehensions as far as picking up the role?
The only apprehension I had was that I should look the part. I should look convincing. Otherwise, tomorrow if somebody offers me to be
you had to put in those what you call that makeup to kind of gray up your hair and all of that.
So yeah, I am. In fact, I am graying my hair, and because the good part is that in this show we go into the 90s also. So you get to see the younger me also in that era. So as an actor, it was a great opportunity. Firstly, the concept is brilliant. Never been told on television. I've never seen it. And then you get to play a father, and you get to play your younger self in the 90s era. So that was a great thought. And I thought कि यार क्यों नहीं यार, अब अगर मिस्टर खेर एक सारांश कर सकते हैं तो मैं ऑडिशन तो अटेम्प्ट कर ही सकता हूँ. उसके बाद देखते हैं क्या होता है. So when I did that, and they gave me all the look and everything, and I told them if I'm doing this, I want a paunch. So I'm wearing a prosthetic paunch in the show. And when I did the test, I said, "Yeah, man,
prosthetic paunch."
Yeah, man, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. So it's like a big thing, and it just hangs around my belly, and you get the feel of it. You get the So
I understand.
and with the mustache and stuff, I think I hope it looks convincing.
I can't control my laughter when you said prosthetic paunch. It was so funny.
It's a great
all right,
great look.
Okay. Yeah, but when you're actually when you're doing a particular role and your role actually demands a certain kind of a look, and you have to kind of put on a garb of something that you're not, that actually speaks volumes of how good an actor you are. The thing is, at times what happens is, when you go back home after a day's shoot, and I don't quite know which part of the show you're shooting now at this point in time, but then at some point in the show, you would be shooting parts where you'd have these conversations with your son, perhaps, or these little clashes which would be perhaps undermined. And when you go back home, are you going to be like dwelling on all of those aspects when you deal with your own son?
Not at all. Thankfully, I'll tell you a bit about myself, what I've learned from my father, and that's why I am like that. I was never a bright student, initially. And I always used to just pass borderline. And I was like, man, one day my father, one night, and I was sleeping, and it was just the day when the report card had come, and he just lied next to me and he hugged me. He said, "Mujhe bata tujhe kya karna hai." So, and he was so calm and so nice, and I just felt so guilty that कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यार? Why am I not concentrating? So if that day he would have slapped me, I don't think my future would be like that, because the day after that day, I don't know, something happened and I became super serious about studies, and I got distinction. So my
Hmm.
father, and I kept getting distinction after that, and I just concentrated more on studies, and I don't know what happened. So my father never even touched me. He's never slapped me. Slapped to bahut door ki baat hai. That's what I thought. Ki yaar, I look up to him. He's like my friend. I tell him everything. And that's the kind of relationship I have with my son, and that's the kind of relationship I would want us to have in the future. So apart from the heart, Rajiv's heart is same as mine. He loves his family, but the my lookout towards my son is completely different, and that's where I think Rajiv is going to go.
Right. Sudeep, also you've got to tell me the fact that nowadays, especially after the death of Sushant, things have really gone a little berserk as far as social media and the netizens are concerned. People are really, all out, and they are like shouting out slogans against nepotism and favoritism for that matter. The fact that you two are an outsider, have you really faced anything of that sort of? I mean, the television industry is more welcoming, as I'm led to
Right.
believe, as far as the entire nepotism fiasco is concerned. Have you ever really had to face anything of that sort?
No, not at all. To be honest, and I completely believe, yeah, if you've got the talent, nobody can stop you. And अगर यहाँ लिखा है तो वो आपको मिलेगा. आपको उसके लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. अगर मैं काम कर रहा हूँ और if I'm testing, auditioning for something, if it's meant for me, no matter who comes here, it will come to me. उसके बाद मैंने अपनी जान लगानी है. And television's been welcoming यार. वहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं है. आप मेहनत करो, काम करो, आप अच्छे हो, you'll get it. That's what television has given me. So I haven't faced any nepotism here.
You know why I'm asking you this? Because earlier also I had a few conversations with various television actors. I mean, I'm not really into television much because we deal with films. Uh, when I kind of asked them, they were like, "Okay, fine, yes, we did have experiences of that sort because once we went for an audition, during the audition they kind of liked us and they all appreciated us, and later on we don't get calls, we're not called. There's someone else who with connections get the role and all of that." Which is why I asked you this.
I honestly don't believe that. Yeah, trust me, I don't believe in that. I believe if I'm good, if I fit the bill, they will cast me. अगर नहीं है तो यार उनका loss है. मेरे लिए कुछ और अच्छा लगा हुआ. That's what I believe in, and that's what I have been. That's been my belief, and I have honestly never faced any nepotism. To be very honest, I've gone for the job. If I'm good, if I fit the bill, they'll take me. If I'm not, they'll not. That's how our line is. Yeah, you're going to move on. So I have never faced that.
Right. Looking down from here, I mean, once you're, I mean, I know for a fact that, when you're doing a TV series, it's very difficult to kind of think of something else because you work for hours on end on a particular day. I mean, 8 hour long shift, not from even more than that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, and after post the show, what exactly are your plans? You're looking at something.
I've never planned anything, man, to be very honest. I have just gone with the flow because in television, you really can't plan anything. I mean, if all you
Yeah.
can do is if you're offered a part and if you like it, you take it. If not, then you wait for the other one and see if it's good enough for you or you like to be a part of it. I have never planned, man. I could never plan, especially in our industry, in our line, you can't plan. If something's meant
Hmm.
for you, if this role was meant for me, it came to me. And I was not sure about it. When Sumit offered me the part, he said, "Why don't you come and test?" I said, "I don't think I can play the part because I don't fit the bill." He said, "No, I think you can." I said, "Okay, if you trust me so much, I will come and test." And then they gave me that look and I was doing it. I heard the story. I said, "I love it, man. I hope I can do it because it's a great, great part." So I didn't plan this. It just happens. That's how it happened.
At the same time, when you're talking about such a part, you've never really been. I mean, you've never really played such a part because earlier, I mean, with shows like Ayushman and I mean, all of those parts had stereotypical next door boy kind of roles, and this is like a paradigm shift to what you've been playing in the previous shows or in the previous avatars that you had kind of come on television before
That's correct.
this particular show.
So I have been playing a chocolate boy or a
Yes,
loving husband
exactly.
or
Yeah.
like that since almost about 17 years now. I thought that if I have to step up, then it has to be something kick-ass, something which means something. And when this part was offered and things were happening, I said maybe this is the part which I should be a part of, which can be a great part where I have to level up to where I'm from. and just move on from being a chocolate boy and to get into a different category for this show. As I said, that nothing is planned and you never know what happens. So today I'm doing this, tomorrow I'll be probably doing something else. But I thought, yeah, if I have to be a father for a child like that, then it has to be an author back part like this, where I'm playing a father and it's a great story, and I'm going to be a younger guy too, going into the 90s era. So all in all, this was, I think, was the perfect part for me to step into that zone.
Okay, and my final question to you, since the EP is calling, and I think your break is over.
Yeah, man.
Okay, the thing is, when you're doing such roles, again, it's a very difficult decision on an actor's part for that matter, especially for a person who's young and who doesn't quite, fit the bill of being a father. There are probabilities of being typecast in the television industry. I have kind of seen many characters who have played fathers in one particular show. They have been kind of stereotyped, and they have been asked to play fathers in the next few shows that they have been a part of. Aren't you a little skeptical of that?
No, not at all. In fact, I beg to differ. So my answer would be, my last show was Param Avatar Shri Krishna. I was a god. So
Yes,
people
yes.
say that once you're playing Bhagwan, आप भगवान का रोल ही करते हो. But मैं आज I'm playing Rajiv's part, where I am Rajiv, a father, and I'm a young guy doing silly things too. So that answers your question. So I don't think, man, it's just that how good you are and how well you can play your part, and how uh, that's, I mean, it's just simple, man. If you can do your part, if you can do justice to your part, you can play any part. I don't think there is you can't be typecast for a part. No. If you're good, you can do anything, man.
All right, okay. So with that, we come to the end of this lovely conversation with Ssudeep Sahir. My name is Sandeep with AC Martin. Thank you so much.